the new annual catalogue is different to previous catalogues, and so I wanted to walk you through it so you fully understood where to find things, why things look different, and the intention behind it. So come and join me. I'm going to lay my catalogue down and point my camera down at the camera and take you through page by page and show you all the features and benefits of the new publication. Come and join me. Right, let's dive in and go through the brand new annual catalogue. So this is our cover, new and different. And basically we have 3 separate sections of the new catalogue. There's the step-by-step section, which is for those people that want a really curated craft experience where everything is provided for you and you sit down, make the project, and you don't require any extra supplies to do that. We also have a quick and easy section, and that is for people that don't own a lot of craft supplies and want to sit down and make a relatively simple project with a few different craft supplies to make their own personalised project. And then there is the Creativity Your Way section, which is for people who are possibly already creating on a regular basis. They know what it is they want to make. They have access to craft tools and are willing to design their own projects. And so that's what we need to think about when we're going through the annual catalogue. So this is the opening page, and you can see that as we walk through, we're going to talk about the different sections. So the step-by-step, the quick and easy, and the Creativity Your Way. The index will be your friend. So that's right at the back of the catalogue, and we'll touch on that when we get there. But if you're looking for something specific, you will want to refer to the index on page 140 and 141. So at the very beginning, for the people who really need the step-by-step crafting, it's all-inclusive themed projects with step-by-step instructions for a relaxed, creative experience that's fun for all ages. And that's very true of our kits. There's a kit price for everyone, and the kits themselves come in so many different styles that there will be a style that suits you and whatever it is that you choose to craft for. So they come in these little boxes, and you can simply order them. I also cash and carry them, so that means I keep a stock of them here. So if there was anything that you wanted, I can send that out in Royal Mail, or you can collect, and obviously you won't have to pay postage, the £6.95 Stampin' Up postage. So this is just an overview of some of the kits that we sell, but we sell a lot more kits, but they aren't in our catalogues. And the reason for that is the stock changes frequently, the designs change frequently. There are 2 new kits launched every month. And so to keep on top of the different kits that we sell, Stampin' Up is using something called a QR code. What you simply do is you hold your phone camera over the QR code, and you scan with your camera open, you scan the QR code, and a little yellow link appears. You click that with your finger and it will take you to the link directly without needing to type in the web address, and it will take you to the online shop where all the kits are shared. Now if you have an old phone, you might need to download a QR reader. If you're struggling to do that, that might be why it's not working. But these are the kits. And there's a kit for every person and every occasion, and these are in the step-by-step crafting. And that's that section done. So if you're brand new to this catalogue, you might be at page 12 and thinking, well, I haven't seen anything yet. This is why we're going through each section. So this is the quick and easy options section. And this is basically a simple way for you to combine products to create, just have a creative moment in your day and make personalised paper crafts. So there's some images of the new, sorry, I'm going to flip back there, but there are some images of some of the products that Stampin' Up has launched for the quick and easy options. But it's just to show you that minimal supplies and you can do anywhere and just make some beautiful projects. Now I love this page, the top 10 crafting essentials page. It basically, it can feel overwhelming for a brand new crafter who has just been introduced to Stampin' Up to know where to start. And this page is a really useful guide. So it's going through your basics that you need to get started. including your demonstrator. We are here to help you, so don't struggle on your own. There is no such thing as a silly question. Please get in touch. So I love those recommendations. And then you can start by mixing and matching. And I love that they've broken down some recommendations for 2 different card packs, which means pre-cut cards and envelopes in pretty designs that coordinate. Then you can choose an ephemera pack. Ephemera packs are basically labels and stickers in all different designs and colorways that you can use, and that's what you can see here that have been used on these pages. And if you then wish to personalize it with a greeting, you can choose a stamped sentiment, and there's some really low price stamps in this catalogue, thinking of all the different types of crafters, which I love. So where are we now? We are going, we're on, I'm just looking at my notes here. So the quick and easy section also focuses on gift wrapping and on memory keeping too. We've got lots of card ideas, so there are some sketches here to show you how to lay out your cards, along with explaining the different colour families, and has some more card sample layouts to show you how you can add cardstock, pattern paper and the coloured marker pens in that colour section to make a very simple card. So I mentioned that there are some stamp sets that are great price. So this is £16, this one's £20. Obviously we also have prices in euros, and it's explaining the different cards that you can make using the ephemera packs. We also have memory keeping for the quick and easy section, and that's simple by purchasing the Memories and More card packs. They're really great value because you can actually use the cards to use as gift tags or to make cards, and you can buy the card pack and card bases, stick the cards to the front, and you have cards ready to go, which is a very quick and simple and easy way, very cost effective way to send cards, but also use them if you wanted to in basic memory keeping. So it's mentioned some adhesives and things that you might want to use, which is also really useful. And then we're going on to the this beautiful suite here, which is great for gift packaging. You can see that I've used it for wrapping boxes, stamping on boxes, making tags. And we have this beautiful pack of paper that not only has pattern sheets in it, but it also has these labels and die cut elements that you can use to really enhance your card or your craft projects, making cards and tags with a beautiful coordinating stamp set. So that is the quick and easy section, and this now would be the creativity your way. So these are for the crafters who own some products that have crafted before, that are happy to create their own projects, and there are some great tools and techniques to just put you in control of your crafting. So let's talk you through here. This is to show you that this is more the type of crafter that we're focused on, somebody that owns products and supplies at home, perhaps has their own dedicated little area. And then we're going into the more advanced details and products that we are selling. So this is where we're talking about the suites. So a suite of products is normally a stamp set, a die set, a matching coordinating patterned paper range, along with matching embellishments. And we call those suites. This one's called the Mediterranean Blooms. It says here it's a suite collection, but it has a 1 order number for the whole suite. So rather than going through and looking up all the individual item code, you can just put that 1 number in. You get everything that's shown on this page for 1 price, and it's available in these different languages. There is also a QR code. So if you scan the QR code, you would find out some more information about the Mediterranean Blooms suite. And one other thing to mention, it also shares through all those projects and the patterned paper, these are the colours that we used to create this suite of projects. Now that's really helpful, because if you love this patterned paper and you want to buy coordinating products and you need some cardstock, you can look through and see, is there a colour family that I could purchase of cardstock, or are there individual colours that I maybe own or need to add to my collection to make the suite really coordinate and work well together. So that's what you're looking at when you're looking at the different suites. We have exactly the same type of layout for the Take to the Sky suite. We have the To Market suite, the Wildly Flowering suite, the Full of Life suite. This paper is stunning. And then the Lily Pond Lane suite, the Thoughtful Journey suite. Now, one thing to say is you can order just the individual items. So if you decided that you weren't a big fan of the stamp set or the dies, you could just simply order the paper. And I love how in the catalogue, they're really showcasing the papers in larger print. So the Thoughtful Journey 6x6 papers, they're here, there's 48 sheets and it's $11.75. You can just order that one item, and all the item codes are shared below. So that's something to note too. We've got the Country Woods Suite collection. This is a biggie because this isn't just one stamp set and one die set. It's actually 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets. So fundamentally 2 bundles, 2 packs of paper, embossing folders, embellishments and ribbons. This is a really big one, hence the price tag. But again, you can order those individually if you wish. Now, this is another suite collection. Again, the QR code. This is showing you an array of samples that you can make with the suite. This is another bigger one with 2 stamp sets, 2 bundles. But if you love coordination and you love everything's designed and created to go together, including the stamps and the dies and the greetings, this is the type of product range for you. And you can see why that is for the more creativity your way, more for the more experienced crafter. Now on page 56, we have the die cutting machines that we sell, the large one and the mini one, and a QR code. So again, each of these QR codes will take you to that specific product in the online shop. Now it will take you to the generic Stampin' Up shop, not my personal shop, but if you've shopped with me before, when you log in, it should remember that you've shopped with me before and default to me as your demonstrator. If you haven't shopped with me before and you want to, then you simply choose me as your demonstrator. And I do have my own QR code, and I will share that with you later on, and my website details at the back of the catalogue. So now we're moving on page 57 to the bundles. So these now are coordinating bundles of products, normally a stamp set and a die set, or a stamp set and a punch set. And it basically means that you get both of those items, and in this case we're having dies included as well, and you get 10% off because they have bundled them together and giving you the discount. This is an absolutely stunning stamp set that has the beautiful masks as well as the dies, which is just very simple overlaying to be able to colour with your blending tools and your blending brush to get really realistic image. I mean, this is incredible. Looks like real flowers. So yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. So the bundles are all showcased here with the 10% off. Now, something to note is this is new. Stampin' Up haven't done this before. And so for this stamp set, when you see an element on the stamp set that's coloured pink, so here, 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 and here, that is to tell you that there is a punch or a die that cuts out that shape. So if you were to purchase that stamp set, you could buy something to cut that shape out. Now, previously, Stampin' Up has decided whether that be a punch or whether that be a die, but this time in this catalogue, they are giving you both options. So if you're a punch girl or a punch gentleman, you would want to use this single punch, and you'll be able to punch out to your heart's content as many times as you wish. And I love punches. Punches are so quick and easy. But if you can see yourself using this shape frequently and lots, you have the ability to use the die. And what's lovely is that in the die set, you actually get 3 of the same. So when you're doing bulk crafting on multiples, that will save you an awful lot of time being able to cut out multiples in one die passed through the machine. So they're actually the same price, but that's because the price of manufacture of a punch is way higher than the price of manufacture of dies. And this is exactly the same. The Keeping Tabs stamp set. You can get the punch or the dies. That is one die in this one, not multiples. And you can use them to add tabs to your projects, make card designs. You can use them for so many different things. A tab is so useful. And if you buy both together, whichever one it is, you will get your 10% off. So that's a really nice feature. So moving on through, we've got all these bundles. I won't go through each and every bundle with you. I will mention here that the baby bundle called the Cutest Onesie bundle, this stamp set is only £16 and these dies are only 13. So that's a really good price. And if you were to purchase them as the bundle, it's £26 for both. And I think that's fantastic because you might have a baby celebration, you might not make many baby cards, so you don't want to invest in a really high-end priced product. This is perfect for that. So do keep an eye on all the different sets that you can purchase, and this is showing you the dies that go with them. Previously in catalogues, images of the stamps have been real size. These are not real size images, they're slightly reduced, and that is to show you a good graphic of the front of the stamp set, but also a really good graphic of the dies, so you know what you're going to be getting. These dies are beautiful. And we are coming up to the end of the bundles. And now this page, it says Encore. So looking for, these are items that we have previously sold in previous publications. So they've perhaps been in the mini catalogue or the previous annual catalogue, and they are moving into, they're still available, and they're showcasing them very small. There's not big pages dedicated to each bundle, but they're showing you that they're still available. And that's because you will find these in the online store. So you'll only find these if you look in the shop online. Again, a QR code taking you to that specific area of the shop. And these, because they've been shared as a bundle previously, normally items are only shared as a bundle once. These now are available individually, but you wouldn't get the bundle price. But don't think that everything we sell is in this catalogue, because it isn't. There is more products in the online shop, and this is just to show you some of those. So there's a good selection of items that you've seen before that are carrying over. Very happy that Trusty Tools is carrying over, because it's not long till Father's Day in June, and we sometimes get caught out when the catalogue transition is around the May time, because the catalogue moves over and then we've lost this really lovely opportunity to use some of the sets in the catalogue. Now we are moving through to our stamp styles. This is telling you that we have cling stamps and we have photopolymer. The difference is fundamentally this is made of photopolymer and completely clear. The cling are red rubber and they do cling straight to your block. You don't need anything else to stick them to your block, but they're made of different materials. And honestly, the cling will last longer than the photopolymer. They normally have finer detail on them than these ones, and these are slightly more expensive as a result. And it will tell you on the stamp set what type that they are being sold in. So now we need to talk about some of the techniques and fancy products that we sell. These are called reversibles. So these stamp sets here, they basically have two types of stamped image, one on one side, one on the other. So if you want to use this side, you would stick that to your block, stamp it down. But if you wanted to use the other side, you would flip the stamp, stick it to your block, and then stamp it again on the other side. So that's what these are. These are called reversibles. You'll always want to have a little read of the description. But it basically means that it's showing you the shadow is the reverse image of that stamp. We also sell clear blocks. Of course, we sell clear blocks. We've actually reduced the selection of clear blocks that we now sell, and they are all shared here. You can buy them as a bundle, which is also a great price, and you get 10% off. So if you're a newbie crafter who's looking to invest in clear blocks, this is a great way to buy them in a bundle like this. So now we're going into the image only stamp. So you can see here, for example, this will be an image only stamp, and it doesn't actually have any greetings or sentiments included in the stamp set. And it's also showing you that in our online store, these great stamp sets would also coordinate beautifully with this set. So I love that. Again, online store. So you have to go to an online shop and view all products, or shop by language, shop by price, shop by category. So looking for things like kits or online exclusives, you can actually break down your search and looking for smaller areas. So then we are moving into the step-by-step stamp. So this is showing you that you would stamp the outline, and then you have different interiors of the cards that you can stamp over the top. And then these are also available. So these were shared on the other page earlier on, and they're now shared again, which I love. So there's a repeat, and also they're looking at things and they're saying, you know, that maybe this is a male orientated stamp set. These also would work. So I like that there are recommendations. One thing to be looking at, which I think is really important, is looking for these very small little descriptions. This is explaining how to make this card, but here it says the Happy Labels Pick a Punch, but there's no image of the Happy Labels Pick a Punch other than these three little tags here, and that's to show you that this punch here would punch out this shape, and it's £27. So not everything is getting centre stage, full page detail of its own. You really need to look at the images and really check and see what it is you're seeing. So for example, the sponge daubers, you might struggle to find the sponge daubers as you work your way through the catalogue, but products are scattered throughout, and they are showing you how to order them. What I would recommend is, if you're struggling to find anything, use the indexed, and if you can't find it in the index, use the online store. You don't have to use the online store to shop. You can just use it to view, and I find it really useful to just know, am I just not seeing this product in the catalogue? Have I missed it? Have I stuck two pages together? I can just go to the online shop, Google, put it in the search and see what comes up, and it will tell me for definite, do we sell it, don't we sell it? So for me, that's the fundamental check. And now on these pages, we're looking at background stamps. This is to tell you that this works. This is actually real size. This is how big they are, and these are the different types of background stamps that we sell, along with the clear block that you would need to mount that onto. You can kind of see an image of it just there. But you can create backgrounds with these stamps, or you can just use them to create elements of stamps. So that's also really nice. Now these ones are designed by our demonstrators who've sold 1 million CSV of product. You can see that by that little image there. So if you see a stamp set with that, know that that's been designed by a demonstrator who's sold an awful lot of stamps, and that's one of their rewards, is to design their own stamp set, which I think is lovely. So now on page 94 to 95, we are looking at storage and tools. Now, you need to be quite forensic with this, because as much as this is a lovely image, and you might think it's just showing you that the storage that we sell here, it is also showing you that we sell the Take Your Pick tool. It's showing you that we sell the crafter's tips that go in that. It's telling you that we sell the stamp cases. So have a really good look at all the pages. Don't just skim through. You'll need to look at all the products shared, because there is a lot of imagery here, and it would be very easy to miss. So on page, and here we're talking, I mentioned this already, the little basket that says Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper. An image of the paper isn't shared, it's actually here, but you can still buy it, it's online, it's not in the catalogue, along with these butterfly accents and the heartfelt hexagon punch, which punches out this shape. So there's a lot of product that hasn't got dedicated space, so don't let that fool you. And again, this would be full size, these images would be full size, so keep that in mind. And then we're going to memory keeping, and we have the 6x6 patterned paper that comes in the subtles, the regals, the neutrals and the brights and the in colours. So it might look like that's just an image of showing you some pattern paper, but we actually sell it in all our core collections, in all our core families. You can purchase it per family and you'll get 2 sheets of every colour. These are so versatile to use in your projects, and you'll always have some pattern paper to match in with your inks and everything else if you're after coordination. This is also the same. So if you look here, we sell 12x12 cardstock along with A4 cardstock, and we sell them in colour families. So we call these assortment packs, and we sell them in subtles, brights, regals, neutrals, and the in colours. 2 sheets of every size, of every colour in each pack. So they are also very versatile. We're sharing here the basic white and the very vanilla cardstock that we stock. So I think that would be very easy to overlook this section of the catalogue, but please don't, because that's your basics and some real fundamental products that you really need in your collection. So actually, one thing I didn't mention, this is where you will find the A4 thick cardstock, which we sell in basic white, but not very vanilla. So in page 100 and 101, this is talking about creating or crafting for seasons. So the American market call it holidays. Obviously we don't, we call it whatever you want to call it, but we don't call it the holidays, we call it Christmas time. So you will want to have a look and make sure that there are different stamps here for different celebrations, we would call it, not necessarily Christmas, but holidays would be Valentine's Day, it would be Christmas, it would be springtime, it would be Father's Day, would be Mother's Day, those kind of things. So looking along here, they've shown you those types of stamp sets that are great for those different occasions. But again, here's the scoreboard. We do sell the scoreboard, it's here, but that's the only mention you will see to it in this catalogue. We've got designer series paper that was carried over from our previous mini, that's in here too, and along with some of their carryover stamp sets. So look through here and make sure you're really seeing things. There's the wood textured 12x12 paper there and the blending tools. So you've really got to have your eyes peeled. Then we've got creating fun imagery for the younger market. And we are crafting for your children. So stamp sets that would be great for the younger audience, which I think is really nice that we have those, and a whole dedicated area for that. And then if you've got an invite or a party of anything coming up, this is a great stamp set for that. So it's telling you that you've got all the details here, and here are 10 celebrations worth a handmade card. Lots of nice generic imagery that would be good for many occasions. Again, white envelopes, the lavender paper, this is how it's shared in the catalogue, not the whole pack. We've shared it in a previous catalogue. You can look at it online if you wanted to see a more detailed layout and see what the different papers look like. But you will see a lot of this, just little small descriptions, so be looking out for those. So now we're moving across to crafting for your home. This paper was in the previous annual, that's carried over, which is nice. We've got the pearlized enamel effects here, and then we're going into the metallic range. So there's lots of different metallics here and lots of carryover products. So that's come from our previous mini. The dies are also available in those. We've got the gold and silver sheets. So that's all for the metallic lovers. Then we're moving into the ribbon. So this is the ribbon page. This is showing you all the different styles of ribbon that we sell. They are listed here. And there's also a give back. So it's also good to know that Stampin' Up is really good at giving to other philanthropic causes. So sometimes when they focus on a specific product, you will be giving back to a very worthwhile cause. Now, these are our embellishments. The images are much bigger, so you can really see the detail. They're not real size, so please don't think these are going to be the real size. Some of them have carried over from previous catalogues, but they show you if they've got dimension or sparkle or if they're flat, and there is also a description as well, which is super handy. Now this page is much clearer, I think, with the glues, so the different types of glues, with an index telling you what that they are useful for. So for box making, for ribbon, for cardstock. We've got for fine threads, I imagine, using your embossing tool. I don't know what that means actually. What's that saying? Which adhesive is best for my project? Cardstock, paper, ribbon, embellishments. That wasn't what that one means. Die cuts. And then 3D projects. So they have a lovely big explanation of what they're good for. So you can see that here and you can decide which is the best adhesive for you. Wonderful. And then we're into techniques. So this one we're focusing on watercolor techniques. They're showing you the stays on ink pad and using different ways. We've got colored pencils, we've got blender pens, and we've got watercolor pencils, watercolor, the water painters. So again, not listed in a very obvious way, but if you look through the imagery, you will see that we've got the spritzers, and these are all shared here. You've just got to really look hard. And I think it makes the catalogue really attractive to look through. But if you're a newbie, I think you could miss a lot of things. So I love this page because it's showing you how you can create some different types of fold, and it's shown all the folds here, and then it's showing you how to make the different fun folds and some of the tools used to make the fun folds. So I think that's a really nice addition. It's talking about the paper trimmer and the cutting blades, the basics, the bone folder and the punches, which is super useful. These are shaker type cards, so it's again showing you more detail about that, the things you can put in the shaker elements and the acetate sheets. And then we've got masking, so how to use masking paper or using a brayer on all the different tools, and the stamp sets that are perfect for masking. And then we've got texture, so we've got our texture paste, we've got our heat embossing, there's the powders for heat embossing. One thing I will say is that we are in between suppliers of heat embossing powder. We're going to be stocking the Wow embossing powder, but I don't think they're going to be in stock at catalogue launch. So it may just take a while before those come back into stock. So if you try and enter the code and it doesn't let you order them, that's the reason why. And then we're doing the embossing, the dry embossing, which gives you all these lovely patterns. And one thing I do want to point out is that's a standard embossing folder size. You can see it's just slightly bigger than that card front. We are now starting to stock some of these larger pattern, larger size embossing folders, and you can see that is so much bigger. So if you want to create some kind of project that's bigger than a card front, you can use these embossing folders and you'll get a lot more flexibility with the projects and the end results. And it should tell you the size of those. So these ones here are the hybrid embossing folders, which cut and emboss with one swipe through the machine. And so that's showing you the embossed effect. That's the die cutting part of it, but it all comes together and runs through the machine. Looks like this as well. That's the die inside the embossing folder. So there we go. Now we are on blending. So it's talking about our colouring alcohol markers that we sell here. And you will find those in a minute. I will show you when we're talking about the colour families. There's the natural tones shared here though, and it's showing you stamp sets that are perfect for colouring, which I really love, and also our Stampin' Right markers. So these are actually our dye inks, are inside the pen, and so exactly the same as our ink pads. They are fast drying, they are washable, and these are great for adding with water. So for example, if you were doing watercoloring or using a water painter, this type of ink is perfect. Whereas this type of ink is an alcohol-based ink. It's permanent, it blends, and it dries relatively quickly, but not really quickly, because it gives you the opportunity to blend. And as you can see here, you can see various tones. That's using the light and the dark shade of the same color, and then you can pick up and get shade and light on your images. So very different effects, very different products with the same result. So I think you'll find this super useful. This is the new colour wheel, and this will help you when you're designing projects about getting colour cohesion. And there are different ways. You can use the monochromatic colour theory, or you can use the complementary, or you can use any of these, and you can come up, and it's even giving you samples of the different types so that you know, are you going opposite colours, are you going next to each other? But it explains it and gives you the detail, and it's really going to help you when it comes to creating your craft projects if you're going it alone and not copying something and designing your own. So you can see the triadic and the complementary, the monochromatic, and then the analogous there. And then we're into our colour collections. Now this is a fundamental part of Stampin' Up. We have 4 different colour collections and then 2 in-colour collections. And what that means is this is our Subtles colour collection. These are the colours in our Subtles colour collection, also shared here. And as part of that, we sell A4 cardstock. So you can buy A4 cardstock in just soft seafoam. You will end up with 20 sheets of just soft seafoam A4 cardstock. But if you like all of these colours, you could buy the A4 cardstock assortment pack, which has 2 sheets of every colour. So you'll still end up with 20 sheets, but just 2 of every colour. And these are listed here. We also offer those in 12 by 12. Then we have the designer series paper, which looks like this, very small pattern of all the colours of the Subtles. We have the markers, which we saw on the other page, which is the pens that I showed you. And then the classic stamp pad bundle. So if you wanted to buy all the ink pads in the Subtles range, you can, and they are slightly at discount. Obviously 10 ink pads would be £85, here they're £76.50. So if you are going to invest in ink pads, a great way of doing it is by colour family. And then we also sell the ink refills, the whole lot for the whole selection at a discounted price. Or you can just buy a pack of A4 cardstock in Petal Pink. You could buy an ink pad in the Lost Lagoon. You could buy an ink refill in the Fresh Freesia, or you could buy the blends, the light and the dark variety in any colour that you choose, the Pool Party, for example. So you can pick and choose, you can have the selection, and these are in all our colour families, which is Subtles, Brights, Regals, and Neutrals. And then we also have 2 in colours. These are in colours that were launched in 2023 and they run until 2025. So each in colour colour family lasts for 2 years. So these will end when our annual catalogue ends in 2025. And this one is just freshly launched in this catalogue, so these will be around for 2 years. And here are the assortment packs. Then we have the basics, which have the basic beige, which is a new neutral colour that's coming in. Excuse me, you can buy that in A4 or you can get ink pads. We also have very vanilla, basic white, basic black, and then in the bronze and ivory we have the blends down here. So that's a fundamental, that's all our colours, all grouped together, all the products that we sell for the colour coordination. And then finally, we're moving into the index. Now, I mentioned that this will be your friend. What I like is it's listed by stamp sets or it's listed by tools. So for example, if you were looking for the Take Your Pick tool, you could look and know that it's a tool, and you might not know what it's called. You might not know it's called the Take Your Pick tool, but you look through here until you find a description. So for example, there's the bone folder here. There's your Take Your Pick tool and accessories. It tells you what page. You can simply go and look at those in more detail in the catalogue. So if you can't find something, this will be your friend. Now this is the page where they talk about joining Stampin' Up, and there is a QR code. But if I'm sharing my catalogue, I want you to join with me rather than just joining via the website and then just finding somebody that you haven't had previous contact with. If we've had previous contact, I really love you to join me. So I've put my own QR code in here that takes you direct to my sign up form to sign up with me. So some of these QR codes are generated by Stampin' Up and they're generic, not to any specific demonstrator. And this one, I've added my own details. So there's also talk about the host rewards. So if you are thinking of gathering a group together, you can do that. And there are more details about how you can be rewarded for doing that by scanning that QR code, or alternatively just ask your demonstrator. Now there is something here called the Angel, it's the Angel Policy, and it's a stamp set called Stamped with Love. And basically if you're going to be making cards that use Stampin' Up product and you're selling them, Stampin' Up asks that you add the copyright Stampin' Up image somewhere in the card, on the card, the back of the card, whilst you're selling them, and this stamp set will cover it. This has also got lots of other beautiful greetings that will also work to make your own cards, but really fundamentally you need the copyright Stampin' Up on the back of your card as shown here. And then if you love this catalogue and you want to see the complete offering online, as I've been saying all the way through, look online. Doesn't mean you have to shop online. It just means that that's the easiest way. I find it hard to look at it on a phone because I like big images. So if you've got an iPad or a laptop or a desktop, you can scan. This is actually a QR code. You can scan that and that will take you to the online shop. And then finally, on the catalogues that I'm sending out, I've got my details here. I've got my home phone number and my mobile number. My mobile number doesn't always have a good reception, so it's always best to call my landline number. Then I have my email address, and then I have my website. If you want to find anything out about what I offer, if you go to my website, you will find it. So I share my host code there. I share how to request a copy of a catalogue. I share how to join my team, how to place an order. I've shared projects that I've made with new products. So if you want to be inspired and see some different things, you would want to come to my website. If you're interested in classes that I run, you'll want to come to my website. Find my Instagram, my Facebook, or my YouTube channels. It's all shared on my website. So I hope that that's been useful. I know it was a long run through, but it was an awful lot to go through, and I want you to have a good experience while you're looking through your catalogue. So if there's anything I can do to help, please don't hesitate to get in touch. I'm based in the UK and I can help crafters who are looking for Stampin' Up supplies in Europe, in the 7 countries that we're based in Europe. So please get in touch. I'd love to hear from you, and thank you for stopping by and joining me today. Thanks then, take care, bye bye.